Okay, so next, regarding to audiolingual method, Elise and Shintani 2013 defines it as a method of foreign or second language teaching based on behaviorist learning theory. It emphasized the use of dialogues and reels and avoidance of the use of first language to develop the correct second language habits. Now, um, if the learner tend to grow to a community or at home, she or he used um, English language as a medium of his or her mother tongue, of course, that child will never encounter problems on speaking in that specific language. However, if that child only know one language, specifically English, as what I have observed on this type of learners, in reflected to what they are efficient and capable of speaking in other language like Bisaya or Taga or Filipino, they find it hard. So, in Light Brown and Spada 2013 also indicate that this approach is based on the behaviorist theory of learning on the structural linguistics, specifically in the contrastive analysis hypothesis. This instructional approach emphasizes the formation of habits through the repetition, practice, and memorization of sentence pattern in isolation from the dialogues learners learned in school. It was not able to carry a simple conversation because of the dialogue they had to memorize were out of the context and were not meaningful for them. In other words, there were no learning or cognitive process. Since it is hard for the learners to acquire the second language, they find it not useful. They tend to find it difficult to learn another language because they are more devoted on developing and using the first language they used. And these are the major problems most of the learners tend to have along with the process of learning. Now let's proceed to the next slide. Okay, so focusing on the learner's analysis of acquiring second language. Now, in the previous slide, we're talking about the difficulties of learners in learning a second language. Now, we are more on the good outcome of learning a second language. So, the students come by first background and have diverse needs and goals with adolescent language learners. Factors such as peer pressure, the presence of role models, and the level of home support can strongly affect the desire and ability to learn a second language. Now, you don't learn a language by your own. You need someone to learn it and to help you in nurturing it. And one of them are your family, your friends, your classmates, and your teachers, the mentors in your life. Because they are the one who would mold you and to practice you in using the second language of your choice. Now, it is not as smooth as what you think. It is a bumpy one, but everything has its purpose and worth of your time, worth of your energy, and most especially, it is helpful in your life because learning a second language is an advantage for you to know, because whenever you go out of the box you go out of the box of your life. More learnings of different language will give you an advantage, especially if you want to go outside of the country, because English, since English is an international language, you must at least know the background of the language and how to use it, and able to communicate it with other people. And the second one, learners need to learn a dialect and formal register in school that are different from those they encounter in their daily lives. This involves acquiring speech factors that may differ significantly from those are familiar with a value of members of a particular social group of speech community. Now, in our home, we are taught a simple words of English, and they just use these words as an informal way of teaching. However, in schools, they are more specific and practical, in a practical way of teaching you the right structure of sentence, words, and meanings. And by going through this process, you will achieve the goal of your life in learning a second language. Now, we must at least analyze our own capability. If you are willing to learn a second language just for ourselves or for the betterment of the society and nation. I will end this presentation that everything in this world has a purpose, and learning a second language is one of it. Thank you, and God bless us all.